Inside the Mind of an Entrepreneur with our very own Dwayne Martin.
What's up, you guys? You're watching Inside the Mind of an Entrepreneur, and I'm here with a guest. This is actually a guest that I've known for I don't even know how long. Uh, I actually have to check and see when I first did there was when I first did modeling. So I'll let you introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Elma Bayliss. I cannot answer the question as well. I don't know how long we've known each other. I would have to guess at least 5 years.
All right. Well, all right, Elma. I'm gonna say first question I have for you is to you personally, what is an entrepreneur?
That's an interesting question. I believe it's a person who has a passion and who's trying to make that passion um, something that would bring them the profit. If I had to put it into words, I guess.
Well, no. I mean, everybody has a different, like, their different perspective on what an entrepreneur is. And what I like doing on the interviews is there you get to see the different perspective of entrepreneurs. Um, I have I have my own perspective. You'll have another business owner as their perspective. You'll have a model such as yourself that has your own perspective. You know what I mean? That's why I do it inside the mind of an entrepreneur, because I want people to see that there's different entrepreneurs out there and there's different kinds and they have different mindsets, different mentalities. So I want people to see it's not the cookie cutter type. You know.
That's true. Yeah, I guess different reasons. My reason was because I do modeling. For me, it's really my passion. It's really something that I enjoy doing, and it also, it's my job as well. So, yeah, I guess I can call myself an entrepreneur in modeling.
See. All right. Now, do you feel anyone could become an entrepreneur?
Um, I don't know if anyone. But I mean, I do believe that anybody can do anything they want to do if they believe enough. But I do believe you have to have some skill set to begin with in order to become an entrepreneur, at least a successful entrepreneur, I think.
All
Yeah, by no means should anything stop you if you feel like you don't know enough or you don't have enough skills. You should just, start somewhere and just keep going, and just see what it leads to. And there's always things to learn. We have, internet these days, so you can learn pretty much anything from
right.
and stuff like that. So let nothing stop you. If you have an idea and you think it's great and you think that's what you want to do, I don't think anything should stop you.
All right. I like that. All right. Now, what made you choose the route of an entrepreneur?
So as a freelance model, I think what really pushed me to do it myself is, I did try to go through the modeling agencies and I did sign with a couple of them, the non-exclusive ones.
Hmm.
But I found pretty quick that, it's not the route that I was looking for. Because it became, instead of a full-time job, it became an everyday job interview that you have to go through. Everyday selective process. It's very stressful. It's a lot of competition. So I just decided, instead of being pushed to do something, maybe get the jobs that I don't really want to do, or I don't know if I'm gonna get, just do my own management and just model myself and manage my modeling jobs myself. So that became much easier. That put a lot of stress aside. Also created more problems in the other year, but you learn again and you manage. And I think I made the right decision, rather than um, going through the modeling agencies and sharing with them. I'd rather do the freelance modeling, which really benefited me as of right now. So yeah.
All right, yeah, because that's well, you already know, but that's how we met. Was through basically it was from me freelancing. I was doing both at the time. I was with an agency that was helping me, and
Mhm.
then I was also freelancing. But like you said, the agencies they have it's different with the agencies. There's a lot of competition and it's there's a lot of politics that's involved. So that plays a big role and it does become discouraging and especially when you knew that you should have gotten the part. So
Yes. Yeah, that's just it's too much. It's something that some people get enjoy doing. It just I discovered really quickly it wasn't for me, and I'm glad I made that decision to transition to freelance modeling instead.
yeah, see, I feel the freelancing is actually harder. It is because you're not getting fed, like I mean, ultimately you're not getting fed the work because they're looking for work for you.
Right.
But now you're going out there and you're getting the work and you're putting in the work in order to get it. So I honestly that I feel like someone should get more props for that rather than and it's not taken away from anybody who's with agency or anything,
Yeah,
but it's just so much harder promoting yourself and putting yourself out there, by yourself.
absolutely. But yeah, like I said, it could be really beneficial. Just something that didn't work for me. But yeah, maybe if I signed with a different agency, or maybe if I signed um with the agency that would be more involved, or maybe at the different stage of my career, that might change a lot of things. But it was the very beginning, so I didn't really know what I was doing, and I think that's why I was a little bit just shocked, like what's going on, and yeah, I decided to move on from that.
All right, well, I mean, it's working for you, so if it works, if it's not broken.
No, I definitely want. Um, can't complain.
All right, so this basically answers you basically already answered this, but what is the path you took in order to achieve the status of an entrepreneur? I mean, if you have more to add to it.
I just, I would guess just trying different things, because once you try something and you see that it doesn't really work out, you shouldn't, you know, there's some things that you should push through, and keep working harder, harder, and harder. But at some point, you have to realize if you just, if it doesn't work, just move on. And this moving on step, that I think that helps you, that just, leads you to the right path ultimately. So instead of pushing through something, like for example, when I started modeling, I really wanted to get into fitness, um, and fashion. So that was really hard too. Now, once I realized what my niche is and what's easier for me to do, and realistically looked at myself, that really helped a lot too. So I think that was another step that I took that actually brought me to where I am today.
All right. So now, did you have any mentors along the way?
Not direct mentors, but I guess just some people on the Instagram that I followed, and I just just inspiration that I had from the other people. But again, not someone that I would know.
See, that's the beauty of social media. You can you really don't need necessarily physical mentors. You
Mhm.
can look them up on YouTube because that's what helped me going on YouTube and to stay positive, stuff like that. I would see other models doing their thing, and it it was just like, hey, look, I can do that. You know what
Right?
I mean?
Yeah.
All
I think
right, so.
but it's just once you start doing it, you realize how not easy it is.
Yeah.
Possible. So if you just have the motivation, everything's possible.
Yeah, everything honestly, everything looks like it's easy on the outside looking in. It looks easy, but yeah, no. It's not.
Yeah. No, not many people see behind the scenes. Not
Yeah.
many people going on behind the scenes, but I'm sure people who, like you and me, they know.
No, it's true because especially with modeling, I've it can get frustrating and discouraging, and it's a long, like a video or a photo shoot could take a really long time, like a crazy
Yeah.
long time.
Funny, even my family, right? My mother, she follows me on Instagram. She at some point she just brought it up, and she believes I'm just playing with my phone and taking pictures. You know what I mean? I'm like, well, this is not just playing with my phone. This is way more than that. And it's not as easy as it looks. I'm not just posting, it's not like you just take your phone, take a minute, send a picture, no, you're done for the day. It's it's way more complicated than that. Thoughts
It-
behind, and it's a lot of work, and yeah, a lot of time too.
you know what I noticed though, and this is not putting down anybody, but most of the time parents, you they're the ones that usually don't necessarily understand, and it's, I mean, I don't even try to convince mine or anything like that. I just, all I can say is just trust me on what I'm doing. It's, if it's working, if I'm doing it, still doing it, something's working. So,
Right. I
all
mean,
right.
my mom, like, she supports me. It's just it shocked me how even she cannot see how much work I put in, which is a little bit sad. But anyway,
Yeah, but I mean, if you think about it, you can't necessarily. She just doesn't understand. You know what I mean?
that's not, yeah.
Because with
So,
Yeah, because with me looking in the beginning when I was just watching, like I would see people with their photos and I'd see a video. To me, it was like, oh, that really wasn't that hard. They got it done. They got a little 30-second clip done. It probably didn't take that long, but sometimes it takes like a freaking half a day, I mean, several hours to just do a 30-second clip. But then when I started doing it, doing the model, and I did a commercial or whatever, it all just took so long. You know what I mean? And it's, you didn't get to eat, you didn't get to do that. It's just, it's, people have to actually experience it. I feel it to actually know.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, sometimes, very rarely, it does take maybe like 2 or 3 minutes. But if you take all together, once you travel to the location, you get ready, all the makeup, you pick up the outfits, and everything, it accumulates. It does take a lot of time. So don't take it granted, people.
All right. So now, what would you say is your biggest obstacle that you've had to overcome as an entrepreneur?
Oh my God, I think it's just being not enough confident. What do you call it? I wasn't confident enough. So you think, oh, maybe I should try something else, or not. Uh, maybe I should get closer to the perfection before I do something. Maybe I'm not beautiful enough to do this. So things like that. Things that just like in your head, you're judging yourself, and you feel like, even like you see the job, right? You see some job, and like a modeling gig, you want to apply to, but you feel like, oh, maybe I'm just not good enough for this. So things like that would stop me. And I would say to all the models who are starting, all the freelance models, don't think that. You cannot think for the person who's speaking, the models for their shoot. Like, you cannot think for them. You got to think for yourself. So just do the best you can, and before you start judging yourself, just try. So that was something I did not realize, because I was really self cautious. Like, I was really, I had a lot of things that I thought I was not good enough at, and that's what really stopped me at the beginning.
All right. I mean, I noticed within, at least from certain, whenever I usually speak to anyone, females in particularly, they more or more than males, they're more open to speak on, I guess you could say, on their confidence.
Hmm.
And a lot of times, most of them, they feel they aren't good enough, and it's like, I don't know what it is. Maybe they're just hard on themselves. I'm not exactly sure, because I know in society, females are, if you notice, it's like a vanity thing when it comes to, with society. You know what I mean?
That's what I feel like, yeah. And from the models that I meet too, especially younger models who just start, I hear that a lot too. They're like, "Oh, I don't think I'm not good enough for that. I don't think I can do that." Oh, yes, you can. Just try. Just go ahead and try, and it will work out. You cannot think like that. You just have to try and just make the first step and try, and then you'll see if you're good enough or not.
All right. All right. So now, how do you stay motivated?
Oh, tough one. Um, sometimes I can't even go to the gym, and people look at me and they think I exercise 7 days a week. Sometimes it's hard for me too. Like many other people, I don't want to go. Like it's now and today, I don't want to go drive to the gym. But if I go to the gym, one of the things that motivates me is my bakery is like right there, so I work out. I get a really good dessert to bring home. No, but seriously, I don't know. I guess, again, probably just looking at other people, looking at what they do, thinking of where you want to be and what you want to achieve. That would be something that motivates me. I just really enjoy making progress. So for me, making progress, like however small it is, it really like satisfies me. So I think that's where all the motivation comes from.
It's funny you mentioned that, because to me, I honestly feel, I was thinking about that
Hmm.
as an entrepreneur and as a, business owner or anything like that. What, like, when you're never satisfied, it's really just the improvements that really satisfies you. So you have to grow. That's really what I feel makes an entrepreneur happy, is the growth.
Yeah, but that's the beauty of it. So a little bit of growth every day, and you look back to the day before or the month before, and like, where look where I am right now. So I'm doing better than I did a month ago. So I have to keep going. I have to keep doing it. So I think that works.
I mean, I agree, honestly, because like I said, I was thinking about that before. And, a lot of times people, they'll be like, Dwayne, you're doing what you love to do. And it's like, don't get me wrong. Yeah, what I love to do is I love growth. That's what it is. You know, uh, I'm in the, I guess you could say, the general field that I want to be, but just to see the growth,
Right.
that's the beauty.
Yeah, and I think it's almost better than just getting somewhere and being satisfied with, with that, because then if you get everything you need, then what are you gonna do? What is the next step? Like, what are you gonna do the next day, right? So it's like a game, for me. So I think it kind of helps that you never really get like 100% happy. So like every day, you get something more to do. You get another step, another level, another task. So it could be fun if you like what you do.
I agree. I agree. All right. So now, I love this one. What's your biggest failure?
Oh, wow. Wish I had the chance to look at those questions before.
You know what? No, no. But before you say anything, the reason why I don't necessarily give anybody the questions,
Mhm.
I never throw a curveball at anybody. It's not supposed to be a curveball or anything. It's you get to, as an entrepreneur, as you already know too, like
Mhm.
you always have to think on your toes. You have to adjust to whatever is going on, to adjust to your environment. You have to. It's never a dull moment, you know. So this is no different.
All right, so I will have to a little bit repeat myself because I think just again, not keep moving when I was supposed to keep moving, just like being what do you call it? Like just um being centered over the same thing, just like being concentrated on the thing that I should have just let go and keep moving. I
Hmm.
think that's one thing I can think of right now. So basically, just not keep moving when I was supposed to, just banging my head against the wall when there was the window right next to it that I could go through.
Hmm.
I hope that kind of explains, that metaphor.
So it's trying to be a little vague.
You can say that. You can say that. Yeah.
Don't worry, the questions will start to dive a little bit deeper into it.
My phone.
All right, now, do you feel that you've learned from your biggest failure?
Yes, absolutely. Yes, and I wish I learned it faster than I did. Um, yeah, sometimes you just have to look around. Sometimes there are hundreds of other ways to get to where you want to be, and you don't have to. I'm gonna repeat myself: bang your head against the wall, trying to go through this direction. You just have to look around and see, what other paths are there that might be even easier and better for you to take. Definitely learn.
All right. Now, how do you stay motivated throughout the hardships of being an entrepreneur?
Um, I eat. There's no such thing. I mean, sometimes I'm a normal person. I do get depression. I do get upset. I don't always get the things the way I want. So you just have to deal with it and um, keep moving. And it doesn't matter how slow you're moving, as long as you're moving forward, you get in somewhere. So that's a
I,
fast answer I can give.
No, I like that. That was one thing that I mentioned before. It was fail forward. So no matter what, if you fail, as long as you fail forward, you're good. You know what I mean? A lot of people look at failure as just like it's a negative thing. It's not negative unless you take it as something negative and you allow it to hold you back, you know?
Absolutely, yeah. You can learn actually probably more things when you fail. You can learn more things from your mistakes than you learn from being successful. So it's just a learning process. That's all it is. And if you look at it this way, it will be beneficial for you. It will not be something that's, oh my God, I can't do anything anymore. It's going to be just another curve.
Yeah, that's true. That is definitely true. All right. So now, if you could do it all over again, would you do anything different?
Yes, I would do a lot of things different. Um, so I have to be specific right now.
I mean, it's all on you if you want to be specific. I like to what I like about this in this interview that we have is there's females who, as you'll towards the end, as we, I'll show like we'll show your social media, and you'll put yourself out there, and people see stuff like that. They get to see that like this is you, and then they'll see your pictures and they'll be like, oh wow, it's not that simple, and this person goes through the same stuff that I go through, but this person obviously pushes through, and it helps. Basically, you become their motivation. So that's one of the reasons why I like to dive a little deeper sometimes, because I feel it helps the listeners to understand you more and to be able to relate to you more, and that's usually when they'll want to support you more. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think not necessarily what I would change. What I would change is I was probably would take the same steps, exactly the same steps that I did, but in a faster pace. Path. I would probably just didn't concentrate my attention on something that wasn't important or was throwing me off my pace. So, like other people's opinions, for example, that not necessarily or like advices that not necessarily good ones. So just something, I would just probably concentrate on my goals more than trying to satisfy other people, or trying to take other people advices, I would say.
I've noticed that's been like the number one like killer
Wow.
with I mean honestly with other people's opinions. And other people will try to force their opinion on you, and just because they have tried it and they failed, instead of failing forward, they just failed and stopped. Then after that, they want to tell you that you necessarily can't do it. And it's like, look, I can't do it because you failed to do it. You know what I mean? It's like, look, I'm not you, and I'll never be you, obviously. And why would you want to be them? Because they obviously failed and stopped. I have nothing against anybody that does that, but there are certain people with a certain mindset, and we have, I guess you could say, like, we have climbed the mountain. You know what I mean? And we like, it takes a lot to do that, and people need to understand that it takes a lot to be an entrepreneur. It's not just like you wake up and like, wow, I want to be an entrepreneur. It's, you know what I mean? I mean, you could wake up and be like that, but the work that you got to put into it, the mindset that you have to have, is it's not just, and not anybody has it. You have to work for that.
Right. Yeah, I think we all tend to try to, I guess, make other, maybe not all of us, but like many people I notice, they try to make other people happy instead of, um, actually try to make yourself happy and actually do what you want to do, and stop without, considering what other people may think about that. And I'm not talking like you have to hurt someone's feelings or things like that. So as long as it doesn't hurt anyone, I think you got to do what you love to do. You got to do what where your heart is. So as long as it, like I said, doesn't hurt anyone or doesn't offend anyone, you should totally do it. And not yeah, not looking at other people failures who just made a decision to stop trying. Just choosing your own path and choosing your own goals, and just keep going. There's there's a saying that I heard that I don't think I'm gonna remember right now, but it was something like, you'll be amazed what you can do, if if you don't pay attention to like other people's opinions, something like that. So I think it basically saying that nothing can stop you if you want to do something, and you just take away all the other maybe and ifs out of the way.
Yeah, see, I like that. That's what I tell people. They'll say, "Oh, I tried to do this." Don't say I tried to do this. Like, I'm going to do this.
Right.
It's just, you got to change the certain words that you use, because it makes the world of difference. And as for you saying you don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, as far as I'm concerned, as an entrepreneur, you're gonna hurt many people's feelings. Who cares? You know, it's, I mean, the end of the day, I mean, the ones who support you and love you and everything, you'll never hurt their feelings. They're always gonna be on your side rooting for you. But then you're always gonna have those ones that they envy or whatnot, and then you're gonna hurt their feelings. But as far as I'm concerned, hey, hopefully when I hurt your feelings, that help motivate you to go and do something, instead of worrying so much about me.
True. Yeah, that's very true.
All right. So now, what advice do you have for any inspiring entrepreneurs out there?
Don't stop. Just keep moving. Just keep pushing through. um being consistent is very important. Something that you mentioned earlier. I think it's really the key to doing anything that you're doing in your life, actually. Um, so just to be successful, you have to be consistent and keep learning.
Yeah, keep learning is a big thing. It definitely is.
It's never. I don't think there's anything that you can never know everything. So you should never stop. No matter how good you think you are, you should never stop to improving yourself and improving your skills and learning more stuff.
That's definitely true. Like these are all things that go through my mind, and I I don't know. It's like something that doesn't go through your mind once. Like these are things that constantly go through your mind repeatedly. You know what I mean? And you just it's just so weird because it goes through your mind, but like you said, it's like different ways of saying the same thing in so many different ways, and it'll just go through your head. And that I feel helps me stay on my toes and helps me stay motivated. So it's cool, and it's funny to hear you say these things because these, like I said, these are all things that just go through my mind all the time.
It's actually the hardest thing for me too, because whatever I feel, like my feelings are the hardest for me to express. So I'm usually having a really hard time doing that. But also like other things, yeah, other things like going through my mind. Since I'm an introvert, it's hard for me to express things, you know.
You know what's funny though, and it's funny you mentioned that as well. Most I've noticed a lot of entrepreneurs, they're they're introverts, and they seem like they aren't, but they really are. Once people get to really know them,
Mhm.
they really are. Because I'll be completely honest with you, like I love doing this. You know, this is something that I enjoy doing. There's many other things I enjoy doing. I'll do it, and it'll seem like I'm not an introvert, but when I love being by myself, I'm not gonna lie to you. You know, I love to just go and like on YouTube, listen to motivational speeches. You know, eat. I shouldn't say this, but I eat candy. I try to stop, but since you're admitting to, doing stuff that you shouldn't be doing,
That's
eating.
good.
So
Some extra carbs, you know, for your energy to do the podcast.
well, I mean, I try to cut down. So, but I enjoy just being by myself, and what I think is the beauty of being an introvert as well, especially when you learn to love yourself. You could be inside your mind, be inside your head, and you're okay with it. It's
Right.
not, a lot of people are scared to be alone inside their head, inside their mind.
Yeah, I
So
think birds have the whole different world in their minds, you know, and they a lot of times they just go too deep into it and they forget there's world around them as well. Yeah, but I definitely agree with you. I also enjoy doing things like that, doing creative things, doing interviews, acting, modeling. I think that's more like extrovert kind of work, but at the same
yeah.
time, as long as I don't do it, you know, overdo it, I really enjoy the process. I really enjoy doing it, but I'll be just fine, you know, sitting home for 2 weeks by myself. I'll be just as good. So yeah, it's just a matter of doing something and then, you know, recharging and doing it again and enjoying doing it.
All right. See. All right. So before we wrap this up, I just want to ask you what is your nationality?
I'm Russian.
Russian. All right. I'm sure someone's gonna ask. So, all
Russian and Russian.
right. Yeah. See me. I mean, my dad's Jamaican and my mom's Bayesian. So, but were you born out here or no?
No, I was born in Russia and I came here 15 years ago.
You see, and that's to me that honestly is motivating too. Because if you've seen like what is Arnold Schwarzenegger, he came from his country, and that he comes out here and he makes like the world of a difference. You know what I mean? He becomes obviously he's an icon, a legend. So for you to come out here and do that and do things that people, and this may offend some people. I have no idea, but like I said, I don't care. Um, but people within this country, the fact that they're not doing what you're doing, they don't. It's really like they don't have the guts to be like, "Hey, I don't care what anybody thinks. Whatever, I'm gonna do it."
No,
To
I get
me,
you. Yeah, I totally get it. And I think if I was born here, I'll probably be one of them. I think it's just a matter of like where you come from. So I kind of um my childhood wasn't like the best ones, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I think that's what actually, helped me being so motivated. Because, once you go through something like that, you're not really, not very pleasant. It makes you, you know, it just makes you um, being motivated, I guess, to um, build your life happier, more, fulfilled and things like that. And I think if I had everything that I want to have in the beginning, I think it would be pretty sad. Um like kids who like have everything in childhood, I don't think it's really good for them to have everything, because then you grow up and you're like, okay, so what else do I want? That's why I think maybe they get look into drugs and stuff like that, because they're just not happy anymore. There's nothing else that makes you happy because you have everything. You have no goals, right? You have like, what do you have to do? Like, what's your life purpose, right? You just get lost. So I'm kind of happy that I wasn't that lost. Like I was starting from nowhere, so it's like it was a good start. So I wouldn't have it any other way.
see, I, that to me that speaks volumes because at the same time, that's how it was for me. My game changer was after my deployment, basically. So I was seeing how other people were living, and then realized, what are we complaining about here in the U.S.? Because we have it really good. Like our worst day is basically their best day overseas.
That's true. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Just it's not just. I mean, obviously, yes. I'm really proud of myself. I have something to be proud of. I came here all by myself, and I didn't really speak the language, stuff like that. It's a whole different story. But it's just I had nowhere to go to from there. Once I came here, I did not want to go back, so I didn't really have much of a choice. I kind of had to make it.
yeah.
So that's the thing. And yeah, you're right. Not many people realize it. Whatever they have, that's already given. It's a blessing for other people who probably never gonna have it. Yeah.
Yeah, that is true. All right. So now, how exactly can we reach you?
I would say not. But if you want to follow me on the Instagram, I have should I
Don't worry, I got you.
mention? Yeah. Thank you so much. I think from there you can find me on any other platforms, find my website with the links and everything like that.
All right, all right. So I want to thank you for doing this interview. Like I was telling everybody before, when I was doing when I was doing modeling and got into and did a commercial, et cetera, et cetera. You Elm was the one that I did modeling with along the way. So I mean, I've met many different people, but we stayed in. I think out of everybody, I think we stayed in touch. Out of yeah, I don't think anybody else I really stayed in touch with. No, actually, no, you don't know the one group. Yeah, no, I think I think you're the only one. The rest of them I probably have on social media, but I don't really, I don't really we don't talk. So weird, but
Yeah, I mean, I had people on Instagram that I've met at some point in modeling or somewhere else. And I've just been following for years, and I enjoy seeing them, but we don't talk. They follow me, I follow them. Um, that's what it is. Same can happen to me.
all right. So now I'm gonna do like what I do every time. I want everybody to know that if they go on the website, insidethemindofenentrepreneur.com, I'm gonna end up changing that because that's extremely long. And so I was thinking about like maybe IME, .com something. I have no idea, but that's just so long. Even when I type it in the computer, like you know what I mean? You start to wonder if you spelled something wrong. So
Yeah, it's a nice name down, but yeah.
but if you guys go in there, you guys can get your, you can get your gear. You can get the Inside the Mind of an Entrepreneur sweater. You can get the shirt. As you see, we have the mug. You guys can get the mug here. There's so many different things we'll have there. There's sweater, crop top, and also female male shirt. We'll put more along the way. I also got the, which is I not anymore as so much, but I love shoes. So I actually have shoes on there, Inside the Mind of an Entrepreneur shoes. I'll put it on there, but I mean, I got the first, what is it? What do you want to call it? The first protocol, just to make sure that it was good. So, I'm having fun with this. So I want to thank you for Elma for doing this interview, and hopefully we'll see you again some other time, and we'll dive even deeper.
It will be my pleasure. I think a little longer than 40 minutes though.
Well, like I said, yeah, no, I definitely want to thank you because I know it's a big deal. This is not something, that anyone should take lightly. It's not easy doing an interview. It's not easy being an entrepreneur. It's not easy doing anything that you do. And like I said, on the outside looking in, it always seems great. But, like they say, grass is always greener on the other side. It appears that way. But then once you're actually on the other side, then you figure out how it is. So,
But that's the point. Make it look good.
yeah, no, that is true. That is true. You do, yeah. That is true. So make sure you guys check out, like I said, check it out and follow her. Like, do whatever you want. If you want to reach out to her on there, send her a message. Dive deeper into her life and ask her questions. Go ahead. But yeah, no, I'm honestly, I really do want to thank you for doing this because, like I said, I think we've known each other probably since 2012 or I don't know, but I'm not sure. I know it's been a long time, almost like
Maybe.
huh?
I think I came here in 2013. So would it be 12?
Oh wait, so then it's 16 then. I'm about to pull out my phone and yeah, it's gonna take me too long to find that. But all right. But no, like I said, thank you. And
Thank you so much.
no problem.
Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed what it's like to be inside the mind of an entrepreneur. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Inside the Mind of an Entrepreneur.